Hello everyone, Michael Yoke, Mr. Excellence, unedited. Today we came all the way to the city of Fontana to visit Ulises Vega and do a little interview with him. Ulises, how are you?
Mike, pleasure. Thank you so much for visiting the TheVegaTeam headquarters to you and Rosita. A warm welcome.
We wanted to ask a couple questions. I want you to turn the clock back and just tell us a little bit about how you met Mike, and we'll take it from there.
Sounds like a plan. Absolutely. Well, I've followed Mike probably for almost 10 years. I used to be a part of another company, and for those that don't know, am I allowed to say it?
Yeah.
Sure, okay. I used to be with Remax, one of the biggest brands in the world. And back then, I had no intention of moving, but I would always follow what Mike would do. I always respected his branding, his the seminars that he would put together, his social media presence, and yeah, I would always admire him behind the scenes because we kind of were not allowed to kind of root for the opponent, so to speak.
Exactly.
And I mean, there was no way that I could have told my broker, you know what, man, this guy's kicking your behind social media wise. He's always had such a presence. And one day he picked up the phone, called me, and invited me to a top producer panel.
Yes, I remember that. I was holding seminars at the Embassy Suites, and I asked Ulises, I said, Ulises, why don't you come down and be part of my panel? I know you work for a different organization.
I was a little hesitant.
But he showed a lot of value there that I would see in the social media. And he came in, and we sat down. You served in the panel, and that's how we met, right?
Yes. We had been friends on social media before, but not in person. So my first experience was actually being present at his top producer panel. And I remember you invited me to about 2-3 of different ones. How to close 40 transactions in a year without social media. And I believe that was the title. And we had agents from different brands, and I was there, and I didn't see anybody do the things that he was doing then and now. Yeah. No other broker or manager or office was being so open about training and social media. So Mike has always been ahead of his game, and I caught that at an early age.
Now you came in, you did the panel, we still stayed connected, but when did the light bulb go on that you said, I gotta pull the trigger? Because there has to be a point. A lot of the
divine intervention.
A lot of the agents are afraid, they're scared, they're afraid to take the leap of faith. If you can tell me, at what point do you remember where you were at, or how it happened that you pulled the trigger to go forward?
If somebody would have told me this 14 years ago, because I've been doing this for almost 14 years, which I still can't believe. If somebody would have told me 14 years ago, one day you're going to become a broker and an owner and a trainer, I would have said, you're crazy. There's no way. I didn't have that in my plans. I didn't see real estate as a short-term thing, but I always told myself that I was going to do it as long as I enjoyed it. But after dealing with so many professionals that had a broker license and couldn't do a transaction to save their lives, and yes, I'm saying it, on all 5 cell phones that we have here, that's when the idea started getting bigger about maybe I should pursue a broker license. And
now let me ask you this: what was the mentality? Because remember, you got to sign a lease, and you got to get the ball rolling. What were you thinking at the time?
Maybe that was the beauty about it. I didn't think. I didn't overanalyze it. I just it was blind faith. I heard this man tell me, Mr. Ulises, go get yourself a lease. You remember those magical words? And I was like, okay. I didn't overanalyze it. I didn't question, well, why do you want me to get a lease? I just believed so firmly on what he said that if he would have told me, walk on water or fire, I probably would have done it and not overthink if I was going to get burned or not. I went and got a lease. And
now, you started on a small location, about 800 square feet?
No, actually 650. I wish I had 800.
And then you went ahead and you were there for what, about 2 years?
2 years. We did a 2-year lease on a 650 square foot office. I didn't have any agents 2.5 years ago. The budget, there was none of it whatsoever. And I turning back the clock, I guess it makes it more, the story that much more amazing, because a lot of offices have opened and they've had money saved up and reserves. We had none of it.
Now I know that Ulises, when I talked to him, he said, I'm just a top producer, I don't know what to do about real estate. So he came in as an agent and we brokered him. As he went ahead and got more experience, he got his broker's license. He got into a bigger location, about 1,800 square feet now.
Which is the current location.
He opened up his own in-house escrow, and now he's just training and helping people move forward.
My role has changed.
But let me ask you a few questions here. What makes Ulises so special?
I wish my mom was here to answer that one. I don't know if the word special would be the word. I appreciate your kind words. I think it would be more different. I'm different because I've always led by example. I always wanted to be the broker and the manager and the mentor that I never personally got to see. Most of my managers were not as hands-on. It would be more like, go get the business and good luck and call me if you have any questions. And if you ever had any questions, nobody was there to pick up the phone. So I always would ask myself, man, if I was the broker, if I was the manager, or if I was the trainer, that new agent would not be struggling as much as they are. So that kind of grew, and it just started that seed of seeing all the injustice.
So you wanted to empower people on that, to go out there and succeed. Now I noticed that you're an on-hands broker. You're out with your agents prospecting.
Yes.
You're out there hitting the pavement.
Yes.
Not just telling them to go do it, but you're also feeling the wind, you're feeling the sun, the whole thing. Tell us a little bit about that.
I think they respect you more when they see that you're actually doing it, instead of just telling them, go out there and door knock. We've door knocked in the rain, we've door knocked in a 100-degree day. And again, I like to lead by example. I would never tell somebody to do something that I've never done or I'm not willing to do now. Just because I'm the broker and the owner, it doesn't mean I can't put on my excellence polo shirt and show them how it's done.
So for the agent that's out there, that's producing, that has a dream to own an office, if they were to follow the same channels you followed, you would recommend it for them?
Oh, absolutely. I love the fact that all of those affiliated within the Excellence umbrella have been blessed to have somebody like Mike and Rosita that allowed us to dream. How? To be able to put the Excellence brand at our fingertips and make the transition from producer to realtor to owner much easier than a traditional brand.
Now let me ask you this. You've been in the business how long?
Almost 14 years.
14 years. So you're in the business 14 years.
Yes.
Knowing what you know now, if you would have made this move at 2 years into the business, would you have had the same results if you would have met Mike and the Excellence organization?
That's a good question. I mean, I've always been a risk taker. I believed in risking it all to win it all, so to speak. But I think everything happens for a reason, and it's all about timing. I got my license, almost 14 years ago, and I don't regret getting it sooner or becoming an owner sooner rather than later. I know that when I was ready, when I got the opportunity for Mike, I knew that I was going to take the most opportunities.
And what did you do before the real estate?
Great question. Well, I did the whole 9-to-5 retail. I was a sales manager. For those of you that don't know, for those of you that ever heard of Circuit City, I used to be.
Rosita used to work for Circuit City.
I used to be one of their sales managers. So I knew what it was like to control half of a store. I knew what it was like to be begging the store manager for a 10-cent to 20-cent raise. So I know what it was like to work on a Black Friday after your mom cooked dinner and you had to sleep 2 hours in order to go sell $1 million worth of big screen TVs that Thursday night or Friday. So whenever somebody tells me, but it's hard for me to transition from real estate, I have a job, you don't know what it's like, I tell them, oh, I know what it's like.
Now, let me ask you this. Who got you into real estate? What did you see? Because somebody sees sometimes a big check, or you see somebody driving a nice car, or you see something inspires us to get in. What was your
it was weird, because after my mom passed away almost 14 years ago, I was actually doing music as well.
That's right. He's
singer,
a
songwriter,
musician,
musician, and that was another part of my personality. So I wanted to do something completely different. So for those that tell me, oh my God, you're so outgoing and camera shy, not at all. It's so easy for you to talk in public. Well, when you perform in front of thousands of people, it's a lot easier to work a crowd of one seller.
One seller.
But again, it's all about confidence. I wanted to do something completely different, and I always saw real estate as the perfect avenue for my personality. I didn't want to say the perfect 9 to 5, but it was, let's give it a try.
Let's give it a try. Okay, what we're going to do right now on Mr. Excellence Unedited, we're going to bring the lovely Rosita, Mrs.
Absolutely.
Excellence, over. She has a couple questions for you.
That would be
great. I'll be right back.
Thank you, Mike.
On that.
And we're still filming.
Hey, we're on.
We're still filming.
This is unedited.
This is truly unedited. Rosita, how are you?
Good,
Pleasure
good.
to see you.
You have a beautiful location here.
Thank you.
And the
It hasn't
question
been
that-
easy.
No, I'm sure it hasn't, but has it been worth it?
Oh, absolutely. And I would rather do what I'm doing than help somebody else build their dreams and put my dreams on hold. So
sure.
it's not easy. For those that say that, you got so lucky and it's been so easy, overnight success. My
No
overnight
such
success
thing,
has been
yeah.
14 years and counting.
Exactly.
I'm still writing my book, as they say.
Yeah,
So
and you're gonna keep. 'Cause
I have to.
Yeah, you're gonna keep.
yeah.
A question that I have for you is, I always see you so energetic. Like he said it perfectly, that he's like a person that he doesn't overanalyze. I see that when you mentioned earlier, everything that Mike posts, you follow because you don't even question it too much.
No.
You see you give it the benefit of the doubt. It works.
Well,
let
it's
me try it.
because Mike has always had that credibility
Mm-hmm.
in everybody's eyes that follow him. So whenever he posts something about door knocking, or when he says 100 doors a day will keep the creditors away, I mean, it was just, those phrases were always embedded, like, wow,
Yeah.
they must really be true. So I believed his philosophy and I just ran with it.
That's what I've seen in you. I've seen that you've taken anything that you see and you're doing it and
Yeah.
you're copying it and you're giving it your personality, but you're just going for it.
You have to. I mean, at the end of the day, we have a choice to stay home and wait for the bills to pile up or do something about it. And I just chose to do something about it. I didn't get my license to just be another licensee and be ordinary. We wanted to be excellent.
I think that's a perfect trait.
Excellent.
To not just, excellent, not to overanalyze and then question yourself to
No,
where
no.
you're going to give yourself doubt to not do it.
Life is too short to live somebody else's life. And
Yeah.
I feel like I still have a lot left in the tank, and I wanna shock the world.
Yeah.
And
Ulises has an energy that I'm very shocked. I'm impressed. How do you do it to wake up every day with that energy, with the wanting to? What's your mindset, or how do you keep your mindset up?
a lot of people think
A lot of
that
coffee.
I do drink coffee, but a lot of people, they don't think that we're humans. They think that we don't have a bad day, or
That's what it looks like to me. That's why I'm asking that. How are you doing it to stay upbeat every single day?
well, I mean, you have to, at the end of the day, you have to have a purpose. What's your why? At the end of the day, I am very competitive, and I always want to be the best at whatever I do. So now on a broker, mentor, trainer role, I want to be the best broker out there. It's just that simple. I mean, is it bold? Maybe. I wasn't born to be ordinary, and even as a musician and as a performer, I wanted to be the best. So now as a broker, among 54 outstanding owners, I want to be among the best.
Is there any special practices that you're doing? Do you like to read? Do you exercise? Are you resting? What is it
What is
to Exactly. Because I mean,
Rest.
I see you, and Ulises is always with such an energy. He comes around me, and I feel like, oh my God, do I have to start running?
But then
after
again, I see
him?
Michael.
And-
Every time I see Mike, he's always like this.
Yeah.
So, what's my excuse?
You're
I mean,
right,
we're talking
because
about
that's
the
how I feel.
founder, founder and the CEO of the company, going 100 miles an hour every time I see him. He never has. Maybe I might be wrong, but every time I see Mike, he's always positive. He's always ready to conquer the world. So I kind of have to take a page out of his booklet. You just have to love what you do. If you love what you do and you enjoy it, it's not really a job. I enjoy coming to the office and seeing my agents, which, you know, you both had a chance to meet some of our agents. We're up to almost 20 licensed agents. We have almost 20 agents in between waiting to take their state exam and doing their DRE approved courses, which now we are facilitating. So hopefully we can have a big roster come next year.
I'm sure
That's the
it
plan.
will, because that's another thing that I see in you. I see that your intention to empower your realtors
Absolutely.
is big.
Absolutely. That's what matters.
Your leadership role, how have you embraced it, or was that something you were thinking about, or what are you
No.
doing to stay on the edge to help them?
I think it's just the drive to want to be the best. Again, I'm so competitive and just proving everybody wrong. All the
Teaching them.
doubters, and at the end of the day, my job is not to sell 40, 50 houses a year individually. I would rather teach my 20 agents how to sell 40, 50 by themselves.
What's your biggest tool that you're using right now as far as marketing?
Social media,
Yeah.
videos, and again, learning from the best at what he does. Branding, social media, not being camera shy. And
Saying whatever, yeah.
well, at the end of the day, when you speak from the heart,
That's it, yeah.
that's what matters. There's no script. There's no. You don't have to overanalyze it. When Mike speaks, he's not overthinking. It makes
There's no
sense.
script.
When Ulises posts a video, he puts pressure on me because he says, "Oh man, he's putting more videos than me, so I gotta."
That's
put
hard.
more
That's
videos."
hard. That's hard.
That's,
though.
I put more, and so I think I got to put some pressure back on them.
So when I see your video, that's gonna make me want to do that video, another video after your video, and
Another
so
video.
forth. But again, going back to Rosita's question, I've always seen what others are doing, and you know, from our leader directly, seeing how much he markets himself, even after somebody else might say, well, he's already made it. He's at the top of the mountain. He's still doing it. He's still doing videos. He's still marketing himself. He's still preaching the magazine and the importance of door knocking. So if it's worked for the CEO for 34 years, I'm sure it's going to work for a young broker like me.
And it's a tool that it's been
It
very
works.
effective.
Provenly tested. I mean, I've heard
Yeah.
your success stories when, you know, you and Mike have gotten a listing off of the magazine, or a new agent off of the magazine. So it works if you work
You're
it.
a perfect testimony as far as following and doing it, and you just did it. I mean, and what I mean by
Yeah.
opening up your office, your agents, and everything. They're
Give
pushing me to the
give
side.
Give me some space here.
Well,
I
then
thought you were-
sit over here. I'll stand up.
No.
We're good.
No, we fit right here. We're little.
We're.
No, I'm little. I'm only
I
5'8".
know.
had
Let's
the
not fight in
honor.
front of the camera.
Yeah,
Go
we're live.
ahead.
I'll sit on your lap.
They're
I
right here.
had the honor of giving Ulises his Mr. Excellence trophy
And the
at
ring.
the Excellence Awards twice. Once at the Embassy Suites.
Yes,
The other one at the
the Cerritos Performing
Cerritos
Arts.
Performing Arts. What did you think of the Cerritos Performing Arts?
Mind blowing. It was just amazing. I never questioned whether you were going to pull it off or not. But when we got to the dress rehearsal, so to speak, and I even brought my daughter with me,
That's your daughter.
and she was like, "Is that Mr. Excellence?" And I said, "Yeah." She even took pictures with Rosita, and she's like, "So what are we doing here?" And I said, "Well, Mike is going to present us with an award on stage. Can I go with you?"
Yeah, she was all excited. I
All
remember 'cause
excited.
even the night of the awards,
Yes,
she was like,
yes.
you made it, Harry. She's
So-
like, yeah, I got all this stuff.
At the end of the day, it was amazing. I've never seen an event of that magnitude for an award ceremony to honor the agents. And I'm already looking forward to next year, which I'm blessed to say that we already qualified.
You got your ring the excellence ring.
Yes.
And
I always tease my agents because my agents are very competitive, and I tell them at the end of the day, this is my Super Bowl ring.
that's your Super Bowl ring.
And I was able to get it in the first year with the company in only 4 months.
4 months.
So,
Well, I look forward. To, you know, seeing you up on stage again at the Excellence Awards.
hopefully we qualify.
You're qualified. You're fighting there for the #1 spot.
Oh, great! Now
Back
you
and
just
forth. Back
got the
and
cat out of the
forth.
hat. I wanted to keep it secret.
Back and forth, and you're moving forward. But at the end of the day, Ulises, I am so proud of you that you went from just being a normal guy to becoming an extraordinary leader on this. And you know, you represent the Excellence brand very good out here in the Fontana area.
you.
So for those of you that are agents or people that are thinking of buying and selling out here in the Fontana area, how can they get a hold of you?
Social media, but also they can text me or call us at 909-471-6483. And for those, we're gonna take it
Yeah.
a step further because I know you've done
Yeah.
it on numerous videos. For those agents that feel lost, frustrated at your current offices, don't quit the business. This is an amazing industry, and I think that with the right leadership and the right environment, I do have the blueprint on how to make a top producer because I was one. And I've proven it time and time again. One of my agents who happens to be here with us, Susan Jones, actually will be joining us on stage next year, and I'm extremely proud of that. And I know that I'm going to be viewed as a broker, good broker or not, on how many agents
Yeah.
become top producers. So last year we had one. This coming year we're going to have at least two, plus the office. So that makes me proud, and it tells me that hopefully we're doing something right. So for those that are frustrated and feel that they don't have the support, the mentoring, the training, if you're in the area, stop by and talk to me.
So from the beautiful city of Fontana, California, Mr. Excellence, Mrs. Excellence, and the sexy realtor Ulises Vega signing out.
Bye, everybody.